Homework 1.1 Interactive Assignment Objective 1. The question states, are the following statements true or false? And justify your answers. Now, this is a reading assessment question, so it's saying here that be certain of your answer because you only get one attempt for this question. In this question, I'm going to go ahead and open this up to where I put this in here. It says, in statistics, results are always reported with 100% certainty. Choose the correct answer below. Well, after reading the lecture, this is not true. It's not 100% certainty. So we have to decide which one of this is. So saying true, statistics would not be useful if they were not presented with 100% certainty. Well, we cannot say it's 100% certainty, so we're going to have to get rid of A. Same thing with B, because it's saying statistics is science of collecting. That is the correct definition, but it's not 100% certainty. Now, C and D, C it says false. In statistics, results are not reported with 100% certainty because statistical studies draw on samples and because there is variation within groups, results cannot be reported with 100% certainty. And the other one says false. In statistics, results are always reported with 100%. Well, that's not true. So the answer is going to have to be C. So let's go ahead and take a look at that question. We scroll down here, and there is your answer for C. So you really need to make sure that you're paying attention to the wording of the question and how it's being presented to you. The next question is part B. Okay, in part B, it says the following. It says, statistical studies, are not concerned with understanding the sources of variability in data, only with describing the variability in the data, and choose the correct answer below. Well, it's saying false. Statistical studies are concerned with both describing the variability in the data and understanding the sources of variability in data. And understanding the sources allows researchers to control it and reach better conclusions. That sounds like a pretty good answer. Part B, it says statistical studies are concerned with neither. Well, that's not true because they want to know the variability, so we cannot say B. And the answer here, it says true. It says statistical studies are not concerned with understanding the sources of variability, only with describing the variability in the data. Descriptive statistics help researchers determine the type of statistical methods to use in their research. Well, they are concerned with understanding the sources of variability. And in part D, it says false. Statistical studies are not concerned with describing. Well, that's not. They are concerned with in describing the variability. So if you look up in part A, it says statistical studies are concerned with both describing the variability in the data and understanding the sources of variability in the data. So therefore, we're going to go ahead and then answer A for our problem. So therefore, we would say that A is their result. So again, you got to be careful of reading it and making sure that you're seeing what it's saying for each particular question. The last question, part C. Okay, it says, suppose three different individuals conduct the same statistical study, such as estimating the average commute time of students at a college. It is possible that all three studies end up with different results. Well, yeah, because all three of them are different, so we know it's going to be true. So for part A, it says statistical studies typically look at samples rather than the entire populations. That's true. Since each study is likely to draw different samples, which is correct, it is quite possible that each study ends up with different results due to the variability in the data. That sounds like a great answer. Part B, it says if at least two of the individuals made different errors in their studies, then it's possible all three studies end up. Well, that's not true because in this case here, we always look at samples. So still part A sounds like the best answer. Part C and D, it says false. Statistics is a form of mathematics, which means that as long as correct procedures are used, all studies should obtain the same results. That's not true. False, it says only two results are possible for any statistical study. That's not true. So the answer is A. So again, pay close attention to the wording. In this case here, our answer is A.